It is Sunday morning. It's like 10 right now. I woke up at like 7:30, but I just like to give myself a little bit of time to wake up, like do some chores and all that kind of stuff. Today I figured I would take you with me and do kind of like a daily vlog style video. Show you what I'm eating, show you what I'm training, what exercises I'm doing and stuff like that. And just take you with me and hang out throughout the day. Right now I have just cooked breakfast and I will show you what that looks like. So I have some pears, some sausage, and some Dave's Killer bread. I am going to be training lower body, focusing mostly on glutes today. So I did want to make sure that I'm getting enough nutrients and carbs and eating enough to get a good workout in. I've got some fiber in there, I've got some carbs in there, I got some protein in there. It's looking good, it's going to taste amazing, and I'm going to go ahead and eat that, and then I'll catch up with you guys afterwards. I also wanted to add that I don't have a toaster, so I cook my toast in a pan on the stove, and I just put like some coconut oil in there, let it melt a little, and wait till it starts sizzling kinda, and then I throw the bread on top. I use coconut oil because the differences in the type of fat that it is. It is important that you do keep fats and oils in your diet, because without fats and oils, your hair is gonna be brittle, your nails are going to be brittle, your skin's going to be dull. It's important to have a lot of variety in your food and make sure that you are consisting of protein, fiber, carbohydrates, fats, oils, like the food pyramid pretty much. There are things that you don't need necessarily, like dairy, meats and stuff like that. It's more so like the things that they provide, like calcium, vitamin A, B, C, D, E, whatever. Go through the whole alphabet. It's important that you're getting a variety of nutrients and that you are living in order to have a healthy body and for your mind to be able to function correctly as well. A healthy brain is going to be able to perform very clear functioning. Your mood is going to stabilize when you're eating right. You're going to be able to think a lot clearer. Like brain fog is a big thing. You're going to be a lot less tired. So not only is health and fitness about taking care of your body, but it's also about taking care of your mind as well. I know that if I'm in a bad mood, I cannot get a good workout in, and I'm going to be frustrated and grumpy and upset, and it's going to ruin my day. So it's really important that you're including all types of variety in what you're eating, and that you shouldn't cut out a certain thing in your diet because you think that it's unhealthy. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's genetic makeup is completely different. Everyone's chemistry is different. Everyone reacts to things differently. That's why some people cut out gluten, because their body may be gluten intolerant. And same with dairy. They may be like lactose intolerant. And it's important to know and understand your body so that you can work with it and make it work for you. I'm gonna get back to eating now. I just wanted to make sure I added that in. All right, so I've just eaten all of my breakfast, and now I'm gonna wait a little bit so that it digests and then I do harvest the energy from it so that I can get a good workout. I'm gonna make sure that I'm nice and hydrated. Water is also gonna aid in digestion, and that's very important. So while I'm waiting for my food to digest and to get some energy from that, I'm just gonna like do the dishes and yeah, tidy up a little. There's just never enough tidying done. A person who lives in a home's work is never done, because it's not just a woman's work. Oh yeah, super, super important to make sure that you're hydrated. Just because you've eaten food, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be totally energized and awake and everything. If you are dehydrated, then you're probably gonna be sleepy. You're gonna feel like you didn't get any sleep, not gonna have a lot of energy. And there's like just a lot of other stuff that goes into that, but what we're focusing on right now is the fact that I need energy so that I can get a really good workout in. So I'm gonna hydrate, tidy up a little, let my food digest, and then we're gonna head to the gym. All right, it's a little bit while later now, and I drank all my water, my food is all digested, and so now I'm just drinking my pre-workout, and I'm gonna do some stretches and warm up before I go to the gym, just so I cut down the time that I'm gonna be at the gym, because it's leg day, so I'm always there for, feels like, a really long time. But I'm just using the Alani Nu pre-workout, and what's the flavor? The Hawaiian shaved ice, which is, I'm really picky, and I've literally never enjoyed a flavor of pre-workout. Because normally what I do is I'll dry scoop it and just chase it with water because I can't stand it. But this I actually drink, I mix it with a decent amount of water, and I enjoy it. It tastes like I don't know, like juice. So I definitely highly suggest it. Also, it says specifically that it's for energy, endurance, and pump, and I completely agree with all of that, and I feel like it also helps me with focus, which a lot of pre-workouts do. As for the stimulant effect, the like tingles on your body, it is slightly there, like the tiniest bit, but nothing compared to the other pre-workouts that I've taken. And some people like it, some people don't. I don't really know how I feel about it. Like, obviously it's super uncomfortable, but it's the only way to get rid of the tingles is like to work out and like do your exercises, so it's motivating. So I don't know, but I don't need to feel the tingles to feel motivated with this. I'm genuinely motivated with it. I'm just wearing this pink Gymshark sports bra, which is, I think it said that it was medium support, but I mean, I don't have very large boobies, but I think the support is perfect. That's why I'm wearing it for leg day, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of full body movement. And then I'm just wearing these charcoal Gymshark leggings, and they're neat because they have the elastic on the inside, so it like stays on you. And they're darker, so they're definitely squat proof, so that's importante on leg day. Like I said, I'm just gonna drink my pre-workout, do some stretches, some glute activation, and I'm gonna head to the gym, and I'll bring you guys along. All right, so I've just made it to the gym, and I forgot to mention that I'm wearing Converse because they have a flat bottom, which is gonna help me get better grip on the floor and not have me wobbling around like maybe like running shoes would. You want to wear shoes with a flat bottom to avoid having a flat bottom. It's gonna help you grow booty. I'm also wearing gloves because I'm gonna be working with like barbells and dumbbells and stuff like that. So I don't wanna get calluses because then I won't be able to give buttery smooth handshakes. Buttery smooth handshakes. Anyways, I'm also wearing a hat because I feel like it just helps me like concentrate. It helps me like hide my face, kind of like blocks me in my own little world kind of thing. And I just threw on this tank top. It's not like any specific brand. It's nice and like stretchy. I would literally just wear a sports bra here, but you're not allowed to. I've been scolded for that before. But it's hot, you know? I get hot. And I also have my headphones, of course, so that I can block out the world. But I'm here. I'm starting to get a little tingly, which means the pre-workout's working, kicking in. That's what I was looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. Like I said, I already did my warm-up at home, already did my glute activations and whatnot. Forgot to add, I always try and bring a jacket with me so that if there are creeps at the gym that are staring at you, and by you I mean your butt, I can always just tie it around my waist and hide my glutes and not be a show for all the people, you know. Sometimes I don't care if people are looking, and other times, I don't know, my mood's different, and I'm like, I'm not here for you, I'm here for me. So it all just depends, but I always try and bring it so that, you know, if I do feel uncomfortable, I can just wrap it around my waist. All right, let's stop procrastinating and let's go work out. All right, we are kicking off this workout with our first exercise, the wide stance squat. You want to keep your chest up in order to prevent your shoulders and upper back from rounding, and that's just going to keep you from injuring yourself. You do want to go low, but not too low. A good measure is watching your thighs to see when they're parallel to the floor. It all depends on an individual's flexibility, so everyone's range is going to be a little different. You want to drive the motion through the heels of your feet because that's going to engage your glutes predominantly. And you want to squeeze your glutes not only when you reach your highest point, but also when you reach your lowest point so that you're getting the most out of this workout. When you do squeeze your glutes at the upright position, you don't want to bend your hips forward. That's just going to bend your spine. That's no good. You just want to make sure that you are getting a good squeeze in there. And as always, you want to make sure you're using slow and controlled movements to really stimulate the muscles and keep them under tension longer, which equals better results. This next exercise is a Bulgarian split squat. And what you're going to do is place one leg onto the bench or whatever support you're using and leave it neutral. So no help should be coming from this leg. You want to make sure that you're driving through your heel and that your back is neutral. And if you are new to this exercise or if your balance really isn't that great, then you should probably start on a Smith machine. You can see on the ends that I'm using clips, which are those little purple things, but unfortunately I was not prior to this set, and well, I guess it'll just be easier to show you. Sorry. sorry about that.
You know, I think that's probably the first time in gym history that's ever happened. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Moving swiftly on from the embarrassment, we have our next exercise, the hip abduction. You want to make sure that you're driving through your knees. Don't try and go super wide on this exercise because after a certain distance apart, your knees are no longer going to be engaged and instead you'll be pushing probably with your feet if you're like me. This exercise is going to work your gluteus medius, which is your side booty. I do really like to include this exercise in pretty much all of my lower body days, especially as a burnout exercise. It is really good, and I like to do a lot of pulses when I use it as a burnout set. Pulses are essentially just really short, quick movements that really help you feel the burn, you know? This is another variation of the hip abduction, and I just find that I can do a little bit more weight in this stance, so that's why I like to utilize this as well. For our final exercise of this workout, we have the glute dominant back extension. So unlike squats, you do want your back and shoulders rounded at the top because this creates a posterior pelvic tilt that limits the lower back engagement and maximizes hip motion, which essentially just means that you're using your glutes more than your back. You want to turn your feet out 45 degrees to really activate your glutes, and whatever you do, most importantly, do not overextend. When you're at the highest point of this exercise, you want your lower and mid back to be straight. You don't want to curve backwards like a C because you're just going to hurt yourself. Your spine is extremely important. You really only want to be feeling this exercise in your glutes and a tiny, tiny bit in your lower back. I'm back home now and completely exhausted. I definitely depleted all my energy. You do want to try and make sure that you're replenishing your energy, your glycogen storage, and giving yourself some protein so that your body can start repairing the muscles that you just tore and help you build some more muscle. Right now I am eating, I'll show you, some stew. Got lots of veggies in there and some roast meat. It's just, you know, some sort of red meat. I really love making roasts. It's definitely a staple in my diet. Typically, Dylan and I will make a roast on Sunday nights so that we can have it for lunch throughout the week. We were a little late on it last week. I think we made it midweek, like maybe Wednesday. So we do have it a little bit like left over. I love the roasts as like a meal prep because the roast sits in broth and doesn't like get dry and gross throughout the week. Like it tastes the same no matter what. If anything, it might even taste better throughout the week because it's been sitting in flavor the whole time. We just put in the meat in the crock pot with like broth and some seasoning. Dylan normally does it. I cannot take credit for it. And he'll let that simmer and then he'll add in vegetables that need a little more time either to cook or that we want to add flavors, like, so he'll put like onion in there and like the little red, yellow, and orange peppers, he'll put those in there and make it a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy. And the carrots we put in there. Typically we wait until the very end, like maybe like the last hour, to put in the green beans and broccoli because they don't need as much time, and if you put the broccoli in right in the beginning, then it essentially disintegrates. So I'm starving and exhausted and I really need to eat. I know I'm gonna feel so much better after I eat, so I'm gonna chow down and then I'll get back with you after that. I'll check in after I eat. All right, I finished my stew and I am stuffed. It is so delicious. I feel like every time we make them, Dylan makes them, that they get more delicious each time. There's just something about like a warm meal that's so much more satisfying than like a cold meal. Even though I'm stuffed, I am guilty of having a sweet tooth, not gonna lie. Love myself some sweets. And I've decided to have a banana popsicle. Banana popsicles are my recent obsession. I love them. I don't foresee myself giving them up anytime soon, and I've definitely earned it. And even if I didn't earn it, I would still eat it anyways. We're transparent on this channel, and I just wanted to be honest, and I'm gonna have a nice sweet treat for myself. This is not, ugh. This kind of treat isn't healthy in any way whatsoever. Like, it's literally sugar and ice, I guess. But it is healthy for me in the sense that I have a sweet craving, and I'm gonna go ahead and satisfy it, because if I just keep pushing off my sweet cravings and don't give in and don't give myself a little treat every now and then, I'm gonna go crazy, and I'm probably gonna binge a bunch of sweets, or I'm just gonna be a really sad girl. So we're gonna try and avoid that and have some banana popsicles. I am planning to make some banana bread and some banana bread muffins. I make like a loaf for myself, and then I make a bunch of little muffins for Dylan with like protein powder and stuff, just so that it's something that we can grab in the mornings before we go to work, just have with us. And it's also really good for satisfying the sweet tooth when I don't want something that's, you know, completely just sugar and stuff. So I will show you guys when I make those, and it'll be great. Alright, so I am in the process of making the banana breads. I already put Dylan's in the oven because his isn't too special. I just add protein powder to his. I use regular flour and sugar and everything in his, so not important. As for mine, I replace a lot of the ingredients, like regular white flour and regular sugar and stuff like that, with alternatives. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. Monk fruit sweetener, which is really good. Almond flour, because it's a better alternative to white flour. And then we have, I put some sour cream in there because protein powder can make it more spongy and dense and, you know, not that great of a texture. So the sour cream has a higher fat content and makes it, you know, just more moist. Some of these semi-sweet baking chips. Those are a little better for you than regular chocolate chips. I like to use parchment paper instead of oiling the thing. So I did put all the ingredients together. Ooh, it's heavy. Get better lighting over here maybe. Nope. I did fold in these ones, and then I did garnish with regular semi-sweet chocolate chips. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in the oven. I do have it on 350 right now. I'm more so of like a wing it kind of gal. So I'm gonna set the timer for 45 minutes. That's normally what I do, is I set it for 45 minutes, and then I'll take one of these skewers, like, just because it's like big, instead of using a toothpick, I'll just use a skewer. But I'll check it, and it's supposed to come out clean if it's done. I do like to have it like a little bit, just a little bit of crumbles on it, so that I know that it's still moist. It tasted great last time, like literally tasted just like the ones that I would make with regular sugar and flour and everything. So I'm confident about the taste. It's more so about the texture. We'll see how it is. I literally ate every single piece of the last one, so I'm sure this one will also be demolished. But yeah, I'm gonna stick it in the oven, and we'll see how it goes. So the lighting in the kitchen just was not the vibe. It is not great. You can't really see what's going on. So I did just take it out. I ended up adding, I think, 15 minutes to it, so 45 to 50. It was in there for like an hour. So as you can see, it came out like mostly clean with like a little bit of stuff on it. This is what this bad boy looks like. Pretty nice. I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna go throw it in the fridge so it can cool down a little quicker, and then I'll probably eat some and let you know. I couldn't wait for it to cool down completely. The texture is really good. It's definitely not as chocolatey without the regular chocolate chips. Consensus is it is really good, quite delicious. I'm really tired. I feel like I'm like 60 years old because it's not even 8 o'clock and I'm ready to go to bed. It's literally still pretty bright outside. But I think this is where the journey ends today, friends. Thanks for coming along and hanging out with me. I hope that this was enjoyable. I hope it was informative. Maybe I gave you some food inspo and some workout inspo. And if you did like this video, maybe you found it helpful, share with a friend, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you're always up to date. And I'm gonna hit the hay. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, if you can only be one thing today, be kind, especially to yourself. Good night, everybody!